People are really hot when they're coming in, they're leaking sweat.
How hot was it yesterday? So hot, people weren't just dripping sweat. According to that woman, they were leaking it. We're talking high 90s at least again today, but Rod Hill's forecast for the rest of the week also includes much cooler conditions and some rain.
And take a look at this. We are learning about a lightning strike. Wow, that caused huge power outage in South Carolina as severe weather hits other parts of the U.S.
Also, did you know today is National Vinyl Record Day? So in honor of that, we're asking, what is your all-time favorite record? Best album of all time, gang, as we kick off the 6 o'clock hour of Sunrise right now.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Weather Impact Alert Day. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. Chris McGinnis is standing by with our traffic update, but first we're going to check in with Rod Hill. Rod, I gave away a little bit of your forecast there. There is a cool down coming, but you got to get through the heat today first.
So third day in a row, our extreme heat warning, KGW Weather Impact Alert. This is the finale. We get through today. We've got big welcome changes coming tomorrow. So here's what our Futurecast model shows at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Portland 98, which is my high for today. Longview stays low to mid 90s. Salem, after being 101, 102 the last 2 days, expected to stay in the upper 90s, close to 100, but not quite hitting it. But this does like 103 in the Dalles, 105 in Arlington, 104 in Pendleton. So 100 in John Day. So obviously a lot of hot weather to go around. And even if you're, Salem, are you going to notice if it's 98 or 99 as opposed to 101 and 102? Probably not. Here's a look at the state capitol this morning. We're at 65 degrees. This will be another sunny day with the rising temperatures and the hot weather going into the afternoon. 71 from the top of the Wells Fargo building in downtown Portland. 85 at noon with the heat warning up. That will equal yesterday's lunchtime temperature. And then there's my projected high of 98 again. PDX has been 99 the last 2 days. Obviously, you're not going to notice a difference. That is your forecast.
Thank you, Rod. And with the extreme heat today, we want to highlight a local program helping people stay cool.
Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live here from Northwest Portland. Thomas, we're talking about a program that's giving away free AC.
Yeah, guys, you can't really beat free AC, right? And that's something that I want to really touch on and show you some video of those air conditioner units now poking out of windows of an apartment complex, low-income apartment complex right behind us in Northwest Portland. Now, these ACs didn't used to be here for a lot of these tenants, but that's changed over the past few years. And a lot of that is due to a Portland City program pushing to add AC units all around the city, more than 15,000 now in place. This all was a response after that 2021 heat dome, where temperatures in Portland were well above 115 degrees. 72 people died from heat-related reasons in Multnomah County in 2021 due to that heat dome. 94% of them died in their homes. One actually lived here in these apartment complexes behind us in Northwest Portland. Yesterday, we spoke to a resident here who says she learned about the free AC program and says installation for her air conditioning unit was really easy.
There's a sign up on the wall that said dial, I think 311, and I did, and it came within a week, and they installed it for me, and it was a piece of cake.
And right across the street from this apartment complex is one of Multnomah County's 3 cooling centers that was in effect yesterday. A lot of people were going there. A couple of dozen program managers tell us 26 people stopped by hydrating and cooling off Monday evening.
Folks can come in and get some air conditioner, get some water, get some snacks, get some clothing and other resources.
They also had mats on the ground. Dental and medical care was also provided for people who needed it. And of course, a lot of medical staff on scene in case anybody did have heat-related illnesses. Now, there's hope from people who attended there yesterday that those cooling centers will open again today. As for those free AC units, if you're interested, all you got to do is call 311, see if you are eligible to qualify for those AC units. Sign-ups and installations of those are happening year-round, guys. So something you definitely don't want to wait on anymore. Drew, China.
Thomas, thank you. And if you text the word heat to the number there on your screen, 503-226-5088, we'll text you back with a link to information on cooling centers, splash pads, and other local resources to help with this weather.
All right, let's check back in with Chris McGinnis now. Chris, I know you're eyeing a couple of spots there in your traffic report.
Yeah, we go over to the Palhurst neighborhood. We told you about this a few minutes ago, a possible building fire. Portland Fire and Rescue confirming there was a building actually on fire, but now there's also a police response around this. This is on Southeast Division near 87th Avenue. Photojournalist Eric Patterson's on the scene right now. You can see it looks like traffic is getting by, so at this point, minimal traffic impact. But there's something going on here. We're working to get more details. We'll let you know what it is. But again, traffic flowing on Southeast 87th and Division right now. All right, back to your freeway drive. There's I-84 out near, the Banfield out near 82nd Avenue. That still looks pretty good. And door number 4 takes us up to Clark County. Your I-5 drive, it's getting busier, but so far we are still rolling along at a speed limit clip over the Columbia River this morning. True, China?
All right, thank you, Chris. Back to our news headlines this morning. The search for a missing fisherman is suspended along the Oregon coast. He was on a boat that capsized near Newport Sunday afternoon.
The Coast Guard was able to rescue 3 other people that were on board. KGW's Alma McCarty has more on their search efforts.
After a long evening and early morning on the ocean, slightly south of Newport, rescuers called off the mission to find the final crew member of a sunken fishing vessel.
Very tough decision for the Coast Guard to make to suspend. It's never an easy thing for us. It's, it weighs heavily upon, especially the members that are there.
Petty Officer Steve Strohmeyer with the U.S. Coast Guard explains where the 40-foot vessel Das Bug took on water and sank.
This did not happen right in between the jetties or what we call the bar. That's one of the more dangerous areas when that, tide and the ocean and the river are all meeting up at one time, and it can cause hazardous issues. But this was a little bit offshore, a little bit south of that area, but the ocean's just dangerous at any point.
Although the Coast Guard was able to rescue 3 fishermen within a half hour, a 4th person is still missing, unaccounted for after the boat capsized.
The bottom was facing up, and they didn't have life jackets on at the time. So obviously one of the biggest things is that they wanted to get to something that was going to keep them safe. So they were able to swim over to the hull.
Crews got the 3 fishermen to the hospital where they were treated for hypothermia.
And this was just a tragic incident on a beautiful summer day. So, send our deepest condolences to the family and the friends of this individual that's missing.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
A homicide investigation is underway after one person was found dead following a shooting at a motel in North Portland. Just before 8 o'clock last night, officers were called to do a welfare check at the Super Value Inn on North Interstate Avenue. When they got there, they found a man dead from a gunshot wound. Police say the suspects left before officers got there.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office started its own homicide investigation after body parts were found in the Tualatin River. They say a kayaker found a body part last Friday near the Rood Bridge Park in Hillsboro, and then the next day, searchers found another body part.
From the level of decomposition that we've seen on the body parts that we have found, it does seem like this is a more recent incident, but we haven't been able to determine how long it's been.
Investigators also say they don't believe there's any ongoing threat to the public.
The man accused of murdering 4 Oregon women had pleaded not guilty to his new charges. Jesse Calhoun's plea comes after a grand jury indicted him in connection with the death of 22-year-old Kristen Smith. Smith was reported missing in December of 2022. Her remains were found in a field in southeast Portland in February of the following year. Calhoun faces a total of 4 counts of second-degree murder and 4 counts of abuse of a corpse. His trial is set for 2027.
Law enforcement in L.A. found the black BMW believed to be driven by the suspect in a double stabbing in Longview. Alexander Rogers, you see right there, is wanted in connection with the murder of Dawn Peters and attempted murder of Andrew Peters at this home last Tuesday. Investigators say video evidence suggests he's still in the L.A. area, so Longview police are planning to go there to help continue the search for Rogers, who's described as armed and dangerous. All right, before we get to Rod, how about this? Check it out. Something crazy in South Carolina. That massive lightning strike there captured on a police officer's dash cam. We'll show it to you again. I mean, both sides of the road there. Huge explosion after it hit a utility pole. It knocked out power in the area. All that was going on, and yet nobody, thankfully, was hurt. But man, have you ever seen video like that of lightning, China, or Rod? Crazy. Again, that was South Carolina.
Wow. At first I thought it was like a plane crash or something. It's just so...
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah. If I have, I don't recall. I mean, that it almost looks like a gas line or something erupting, right? I mean, the flame,
Right.
China's point, is so impressive.
And it looks like it hits one side of the road, and I don't know if it just jumps, the electricity jumps across and, strikes the other line on the other side, but it's it's so ominous because the skies are so dark there. This was, again, not nighttime. This was yesterday afternoon.
Now, on a pleasant note, close your eyes with me and imagine raindrops, not lightning, but raindrops falling with temperatures in the 60s. That's the forecast for this Friday and Saturday. Did you guys close your eyes? My eyes were closed. I couldn't tell.
I did, yes.
Oh, thank you for playing.
I played along.
All right. So, yeah, today is the final day of our extreme heat warning from the Weather Service for temperatures at least mid-90s to about 100 degrees. And, of course, we have the KGW weather impact alert up for the hot weather. Generally, we think today's going to be a degree or two cooler. Are you going to notice the difference? Probably not. We still have the extreme heat warning for the hot weather in the same locations from South Eugene up into Clark County. It's been in the 90s up in Kelso, Longview, but not quite as toasty. So the orange color is the heat advisory. But 100-degree temps with heat warnings out through the Dalles, through the Gorge, and down into Central Oregon. And red flag warnings are now popped up, which makes sense, right? In Central Oregon, because it's been so hot, it's been so dry. Obviously, fire danger is really ripe out there. So just be careful if you're doing anything that could throw a spark. Here's a look at the Oregon Vetrosome camera in the Dalles. Zoomed in this morning on Mount Hood. It is 70 degrees. You folks are expected to get up to 100 degrees again this afternoon. Hasn't been much wind in the Gorge. Winds are light out there this morning. Here's the Rose City camera. Baby blue skies and 71 degrees. The sun is now up, so it'll be popping over the Cascades here shortly. 67 in Tigard, 70 degrees in Happy Valley. 61, pretty comfortable up in Battleground this morning. And then in Salem, good morning to you, 65. Albany, good morning to you, 64 is the number. And our temperatures this morning, how much comfort time do you have? Well, we'll be mid-70s at 9 a.m., 82 at 11. 85 at noon is right where we were yesterday, and then 1 o'clock we're knocking on the door and of hitting 90, and we will be in the 90s becoming in that 1 o'clock hour. Here's a look at this temperature projection. This one might be a degree or two too cool. I've got Portland at 98, Salem 99. I think you have a good chance of at least not hitting 100. And then we've got temperatures of 101 degrees out in the Dalles. Cooler at the beach today. We have some fog pockets this morning. Temperatures at the beach generally 60s and 70s. Astoria's been in the 80s last couple of days, not today. All right, 98 with the KGW weather impact alert and the hot weather one last day. Early clouds 83 tomorrow. Clouds of sun 75 Thursday. There's the eyes closed. You're feeling the raindrops. That's coming down on Friday and Saturday. I hope you don't have plans. And then we've got a dry Sunday, and that is your update.